My name is Ronald Dante, and I'd like to thank you for inviting me into your subconscious to assist you through the magic of self-hypnosis and autogenic training.
Listen, drop them, try to drop them, but you cannot. Try to drop them, but you cannot. Stiff and rigid like a steel shaft.
I get people to respond to make believe things, and they really believe that they're happening. I mean, I can get them to really believe that what they're watching is so. Okay, how about a nice round of applause for these lovely people?
After this career as a 60s stage hypnotist, he had gone on to become like one of the most notorious con men of the 20th century. It's like his whole thing was about being celebrity adjacent more than it was really about his hypnotism. And there was this little AP article that looked completely fabricated. Something like, world's most famous hypnotist marries famous sweater girl, Lana Turner.
Darling, can't you see how happy you and I would be together here without him?
We got married, and I had my manager give her a letter from the IRS showing that I owed all this money, that I owed back taxes and I owed money, and they confiscated everything I had. And she realized that at that moment that she had to take care of me. It would take me almost an hour and a half to get ready to do a show. I wanted to look mature. So if I wanted to look mature, I had to look a little gray. I mean, here's a skinny kid, 19 years old, going to be the world's greatest hypnotist. And then I would spray it with some white paint. Or in the old days, it was like radiator paint, and the radiator paint never dried. So when you get up in the morning and your face is all gray, I mean, from radiator paint, and the girl's face is all gray. Both of our faces are gray.
I've been a professional hypnotist, I'd say, for 34, 35 years, having hypnotized well over 1 million people.
We had a good life. We went on cruise ships, we went all over the world.
The FBI at the door.
The FBI at the door, yeah. Wasn't good, I'll tell you that.
No, it was terrible.
We find him running yet another scheme, offering classes on permanent cosmetic makeup, tattoos. Promised $500 an hour jobs, students pay Dante $2,250 to enter his PermaDerm Academy.
I only learned how to do the PermaDerm by one lady, an Asian lady, showed me in 1 hour how to do permanent makeup. That's all it was.
Here's a business that you think would be dangerous. He shouldn't have got into it. It isn't psychological. It isn't just motivating people. It isn't something like even having a degree and having knowledge. You're taking tattoo needles and you're putting them into, the crease of your eye, which that's kind of dangerous.
It was rather exciting. I didn't know how to do it. I didn't know how to do the permanent makeup. And all I know is that I had my hand in a fake cast. I said it was in a skiing accident, so I had my hand in the fake cast. So it would basically do as I say, not as I do. Look how easy it is. Make a kite. You don't have to run with it, no tail to it. That's just made out of a piece of paper and dental floss. I learned that in prison.
I'm not sure how many times he went to prison. I think 2, maybe even 3 times. And then I learned that he had fled his sentence and gone down to live on a yacht off the coast of Mexico. He then was running his most famous degree mill, Columbia State University.
Columbia State University was a college which made me a fortune.
His ads always said, "Yes, it's legal," those 3 words. And he persuaded an awful lot of people, $72 million worth.
Okay, he didn't have the right accreditation with the school. He didn't. Where's the bad guy? And you always see happy people. You always see victimless crimes.
He's the worst person I ever met in my whole life.
They knew what they were getting into. Everybody knew what they were getting into. There were 38 people from the White House that had gotten my diploma. Without that, they wouldn't have gotten a job.
Appearing today for the first time in 10 years, where he last floored his fellow inmates at the Taft Federal Prison, ladies and gentlemen, introducing Dr. Ronald Dante!
Lighter and lighter. And 3, stuck together, glued together. The harder you try to separate your hands, now the tighter they'll be stuck together. Try to separate them, but you cannot. Keep on trying, keep on trying, keep on trying. Okay. What I do is simple. And anybody can do it. Anybody, I think anybody can do it. I mean, some people say, well, yeah, I do it better than others, but however, that's stage presence. I want you to imagine that your body is like a steel shaft, getting stiffer and stiffer like a piece of steel. So stiff and so rigid like a steel shaft. Stiff and rigid. Head back, head back, head back. Stiff and rigid like a steel shaft. Stiff and rigid like a piece of steel. Stiff and rigid like a steel shaft. So stiff.
What do you say to the critics that say Dr. Dante is smart, he's charming, he's witty, but ultimately he's a con artist or a scam artist?
I say they're right. I said what people wanted to hear, just like all con men do. But however, entertainers do the same thing, don't they? Every entertainer does the same thing. They make things happen the way every reality show that you watch now is a con. Come on, I mean, who's kidding who? Yeah, I was a con man. I was a good con man.